for our first ever reunion made possible by a few of us. Dr. Kalai Chandran and Dr. Jaya Krishnan mooted the idea of reunions. Dr. Vasudev Kammath and Dr. Ganesh Pai meticulously traced our classmates. Dr. Uchil and Dr. Prithvi Raval facilitated the process with emails and Facebook groups, rather new to us 8 years ago. I think all of you can come on to the stage, sir. Madam, in 2011, we thought our 50-year anniversary reunion was very far away, but it has arrived quicker than ever, and time flies, and we need to fly too to do what we have to do. We're all blessed to be here, and this evening is hosted by our alma mater, her way of showing that we all matter to her. I now request all the dignitaries to come onto the dais. I request the 69ers in front to escort them, please, onto the dais. Mrs. Vasanthi M. Pai, please come, madam. Pro-Chancellor Dr. H.S. Ballal, Dr. Sharat Kumar Rao, Dean KMC, Dr. Kirtilata Pai, Dean College of Dental Sciences. Our teachers, Dr. A. Krishna Rao, Dr. K.S. Bhatt, Dr. Shantaram, Dr. Gopal Rao, Dr. Whitten Rao, Dr. Ravi Kala, Dr. Ellen Rao, Dr. Ahalya, Dr. Sitaram Bhatt, Dr. Harini Damodar, Dr. Shyam Bhatt, Dr. Millicent Rigo.
Good evening, everybody. Education is a process by which a knowledge is given out to bring about a certain change of behavior in the person who is receiving it. All of us who joined in 1969 received that type of education over the period of 6 years, plus of course some of us did our post-graduation and definitely brought about that change in our behavior. And the teachers who are here did a great job in bringing about a change in us. I think we should salute them for the education they gave it to us. John Adams, the President of United States long time ago, mentioned that there are two ways of education. The first type of education is to help you to make a living out of the education. But the second type of education is to live a life. That is the idea of education. And our teachers showed us the way how to live the life with the knowledge which you have acquired. It is not a making of a life. I think, again, I thank all my teachers, or all our teachers, to have instilled that idea of living the life to the fullest and being a part of the society. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir and the madam. Thank you very much.
I now request Dr. Ganesh Pai, the organizer and glue of this meet and the 69ers. He will give the welcome address.
Good evening to all of us. Distinguished dignitaries on the dais, our teachers, classmates, their families, and invitees. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome you all for this reunion, which marks the 50th year of us joining this great institution. It's because of the vision of a great man, Padma Shri Dr. T.M.A. Pai, who against all odds established Kasturba Medical College in the year 1953. And it was sustained by his son, Dr. Ramdas M. Pai, who has nurtured and built it up to what it is today. They are represented here today by Mrs. Vasanthi Pai, who is with us. We extend to you a warm welcome, madam. We are fortunate to have Pro-Chancellor of Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Dr. Hebri Subhash Krishna Ballal. He, with his team in Mahe, have implemented founders' vision into action. On behalf of 69ers, I extend you a very warm welcome, sir. Dr. Sharad Kumar Rao and Dr. Kirtilata Pai, they are the Dean of Kasturba Medical College and College of Dental Surgery. A hearty welcome to you both. We are fortunate to have our teachers who have taught us from day one. Welcome to you all, teachers. I especially welcome Dr. A. Krishna Rao and Dr. K.S. Bhatt, who in their own inimitable way have molded a 69er, one of them being me. Okay, the first welcome we received was undoubtedly, "Hey freshie, come here." And the whole welcome drill after that. It was fun growing up with teachers, seniors, and you all. I'm very happy to note that all of us have attained great standing in the society, in our chosen field, as well as in the service field. A big salute to all of us. Hum kisi se kam nahi. We are no less than anyone. To commemorate 50 years of joining KMC and to give back to our alma mater a little for having given us so much, we have initialized the Alumni Scholarship Endowment Fund to help out partially any student to become a doctor or a dentist. This will be delved upon later by Pro-Chancellor Dr. H.S. Ballal. You know that when I was going through our pictures in 1969, I was amazed. We all looked so thin then. But look at you guys. You all look great. It's good to know that there is still tread in our tires and there's some dum in us. I'm sure we'll be swapping plenty of memories and stories. Some of them might even be true. As Mark Twain said, when I was younger, I could remember anything, whether it happened or not. I had an opportunity to talk to our classmates, Lalit, Sushil, Nagula, Prithvi, etc. And when we had an extended happy hour. And of course, for most of us now, and especially for me, a happy hour is a nap. And as someone said, by living this long, we have all become a very valuable commodities in market. We have silver hair, gold teeth, gemstones in our kidneys, sugar in our blood, lead in our butts, iron in our arteries, and loads of renewable energy, that is natural gas. We studied anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, and other clinical subjects. We learned the basic medicine. The point is that our teachers taught us some important stuff back then. In my view, we received classic education at that time. We received an education of great value that sustained us for 50 years till now and will continue to sustain us for some time to come. We received an education we can be proud of. Do you agree? Yes. Absolutely. So what's so special about our class getting back together of all these years? That I knew before you raised a family, educated your children, loved and spoiled our grandchildren, and before you pass faith to your children. I knew before you worked so hard to become a man or woman you came to be, and the man or woman you are today before you built that fine career. For me, I'll always relate to you as a buddy from 1969. Okay? And with that, I welcome you all to this gathering. Thank you.
Thank you, Ganesh. For the past 2 or 3 months, we have been in touch with our alma mater and a particular office called the Alumni Relations Office. And the person whom we always met was Dr. Rohit Singh, who is here. He is ENT person. He's an associate professor in ENT. And more importantly, he is the director of this alumni cell. And he has been ever so helpful. He was very nice and helpful in the sense he was meticulous. He didn't take anything that we tried to tell him lightly. Everything was noted down, and even if we forgot, he used to call back and say, see, this bus has to come here, this bus has to go there, how are they going to come here? Such meticulousness and such concern to see that our reunion goes well. And I really appreciate Dr. Rohit Singh, and he has few words to tell us today about the alumni cell.
Good evening. Respected Madam Vasanthi Arpai, the First Lady of Mahe, Pro-Chancellor Dr. H.S. Ballal, distinguished dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, the proud alumni of Golden Reunion Batch of 1969, ladies and gentlemen. The Office of Alumni Relations at Mahe has a vision to establish and maintain a highly engaged and strong community of alumni globally, thus building a mutually beneficial relationship between the alumni and the alma mater. We work on a theme. Our theme is to connect, engage and inspire, and support. We all live in the interesting times when digitalization has made connectivity and engagement quite simple. At our office, we connect by simple digitalization methods like emails and WhatsApp. We network on social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. For a simple example, the photo that was shot today morning outside Mahe, Madam, our Pro Vice Chancellor, Madam Baliga, she put it on Twitter and then we put it on Facebook, and there are multiple people sharing it and viewing and liking that particular picture. Additionally, we also have the website of manipal.edu, which has a separate section for the alumni. Manipalalumni.manipal.edu is our Mahe alumni portal, which has data of over 1.7 lakh alumni, and over 40,000 alumni have updated their records, and their contact details are all up to date, and they are able to connect with each other with just a click of a button. As you all must be knowing, our alma maters has ranked consistently among the top in the country. On the world stage, we are capable of doing much more and even better, and this will happen only with the active participation of alumni. I humbly urge the Golden Alumni to strengthen this bond and inspire our juniors, inspire our students by actively participating in our endeavor towards excellence. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Dr. Rohit. Now, Padma Bhushan awardee, B.C. Roy awardee, Tartuk awardee, Dr. Ramdas M. Pai. The Chancellor of Mahe, the Manipal Academy of Higher Education, is the man who changed the face of Manipal his father Hema Pai founded from a sleepy village that we all knew into an international university to reckon with, expanding to Malaysia, Nepal, Dubai, and Antigua. In a world of shrinking distances and countries with open borders, Ramdas Pai is responsible for Mahe to be recognized as a global university. There are MOUs with more than 200 universities worldwide with exchange of students and faculty, and nearly 300 at a time are there in Manipal and overseas. As Dr. Ramdas Pai could not make it, we have his charming wife, Mrs. Vasanthi R. Pai, who was a young bride in 1969 when we joined medicine, just a few years older to us. She grew up in the atmosphere of great thinking in the house of Dr. T.M.A. Pai and added her womanly wisdom and insight into the decision making. Her son, Dr. Ranjan Pai, is taking forward the baton with even more gusto. Madam, a few words from you.
Distinguished guests on the dais, distinguished guests who have gathered here, ladies and gentlemen, very good evening. 50 years, I am 5 years senior to you. I came here 55 years ago as a young bride, and Manipal was such a small place. You all remember the tallest building was physiology block, and head office of the Syndicate Bank. And when you drive from Manipal to Udupi, it was full of trees. There was not a single building till you reach MGM College. So whenever I used to go to US, I used to meet our old students, and they used to ask me that, Madam, how is Manipal? Is Shantala still there? Is Iceland still there? Because those were the places they used to hang out with their friends, and they wanted to know more about it. But when they came to visit here, they found out that all the greenery has gone, so many buildings have come up, big skyscrapers have come, so it's become a concrete jungle. And they were a little disappointed. So I told him, this is progress. So my father-in-law, late Dr. T.M.A. Pai, believed that knowledge is power. He believed that, education is very important. So he used to advise the parents, instead of leaving money on your child's name, invest that money in his education to make him a better citizen, better person, and move on with his life. And he was very particular, boy as well as girl should be educated very equally, especially girl child, because he used to say that a woman is a pillar of her family. If you educate her, she will see that the whole family is educated. So he used to tell me that the parents are sacrificing so much, they send their children to us. And he told me that for him, the biggest support was from Kerala and Malaysia. During those days, more than 40% students were from Kerala because parents believe in education. This is a very highly literate state. We all know that. But in that early days, the parents wanted children to get into good university, good college. So he used to tell me that, all these parents are not very rich. Some of them have sold their land, some of them borrowed money from the bank, some of them have pledged their jewelry, so they could so much sacrifice to put their children in our school. Similarly, when I went to Malaysia, I met one Chinese fellow, and I asked him, how are you, what do you do? So he said, I have a small cycle repair shop la. So I said, but you must be doing very well. No la, I'm comfortable. So I said, then how do you just spend 5 children to our college? So he said, I had a small piece of land, I sold it, and I told my son, 2 children, that you go and study, but when they came back, I told them that they have to sponsor and look after the other 3 children. So the siblings, they took the responsibility of the siblings to educate them. That was wonderful. Similarly, in United States, was a different story. There were doctors who were minting money. They had a huge practice. But when the children came to study here, they made them take the loan from the bank. So I asked them, why do you do that? It's not very expensive to send them here. So they said, Mrs. Pai, if I give them money, they will take me for granted. They have to have the responsibility to go different countries, study there, finish the studies, come back. And when they come back, finish their residency, then they start paying back to the bank. So he said that if I don't do that, they will take me for granted. They will not study. And they know that the moment they fail, the money stops. So that responsibility they were taking. So parents in US made children responsible. But we think that it's our duty to educate our children, to sacrifice for them. So my father-in-law said, these parents leave their valuable asset with us. So we must make them, when they go back, very comfortable, thinking their children are in good hands. So he used to meet all the parents, each and every parent he used to meet. He used to take them around. He used to, tell them about his plans, his future plans. And then he used to tell my mother-in-law, invite them either for breakfast or lunch or dinner. So when we moved in front of his house, my husband said that hereafter, my mother is not going to do that. You have to do it. So I got involved with the parents and the teachers and everybody, and I started inviting them home. But, you know, the parents always used to call me day of the night saying that their attendance is not there, they're not doing well in sessional, see whether you can help them and all that. So, you know, I was very close in contact with the parents as well as the student. Till my daughter joined medical school. Then when she was about to appear for first time, she came home very upset from the library and said, I don't know why they are all sitting next to me, looking at what I'm reading, asking me questions, saying that, do you think this is important? Do you think they will ask the question? Why do they do that? So I said, they think that you are going to have a question paper. So it's better, I told my husband, we'll stop inviting examiners home. We want to entertain them, enter them in Valley View, but not at home. And now, you know, we have become so big. We have a professional counselor, we have professional people. So I don't get to meet them. But I have a very fond memories of the students who were here in 70s and 80s, and I still keep in touch with them. And those are very fond memories of mine. So I feel that, you know, since you are here, please go around the campus, see whatever we have done, the experience theater, then gym, marina, and don't forget to go and see the engineering campus, because when you were here, it was a very small campus. There was nothing much, but now you see, it's become such a beautiful campus, as good as our medical college campus. So please don't forget to go around that campus, and when you go back, take the fond memories with you, and don't forget, whenever you need any help, we are all there. Keep in touch with us. You are a family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam, for all the warm words. Everybody has problems, even people on the top, I guess. Now, Dr. H.S. Ballal, the Pro-Chancellor of Mahe, has been involved with this institution since a schoolboy. I believe when he was a student in the 7th standard, he has been associated with Dr. T.M.I. Pai. Being the great man he was, he used to go to school, from one school to another school, telling about his great idea of starting a medical college. Can you imagine that? And he used to ask the students to come and do some work, maybe once a month or so. And he found that he was working next to Dr. T.M.I. Pai amidst the sand and stone. Associated with this university since the last 40 years, starting in the Department of Radiology to becoming the Dean of KMC Mangalore and then the Vice Chancellor in 2003 and the Chancellor now since 5 years. He manages the institutions with the ingrained wisdom of the people of Dakshina Kannada, being born and brought up here, and the sportsman spirit, being a sportsman himself. The TMI Pai Convocation Center in Mangalore and the big Mahe building that we visited this morning, the sports complex marina, all that came up during his tenure as a Vice Chancellor. So being very fond of the arts and sports, he thought that it is very necessary for the growth of education, and he has encouraged it, and now Manipal is a hub of cultural activities with dance and literature and sports and whatnot. It is now. So I present Dr. H.S. Ballal, the Pro-Chancellor of Mahe.
I think I should thank Girja for the nice sentiments, you know. See, because always whenever you introduce a person, guest, you always tell things in superlative. I wish my wife was here when Girja was speaking or making introduction about me. Mrs. Vasanti Pai, First Lady of Manipal Group, Dean Dr. Krishna Rao, because he is referred as Dean by everybody, all the old students as well as the present students, other dignitaries on the dais. Golden Reunion Batch, 1969 batch, and faculty members. First of all, I would like to welcome and thank all the Golden Reunion Batch, 1969 batch, for taking time off and coming to Manipal and visit your alma mater. Because Vasanti Pai mentioned about the role of parents, you know, in educating the children. In India, even today, parents spend a lot of money on the education of children, not only in the schools, even in higher education, which does not happen in the Western world. That's why she mentioned about the parent taking some loan in spite of he could afford that. Basically to see that the children should know the value of money and how difficult it to educate themselves. So that's the reason I always tell, and the first speaker mentioned about the role of teachers. You have invited a lot of teachers who I am given to understand are going to be felicitated. I always tell the students, whenever they leave the portals of the institution or the university, that they should remember three things. Should not forget their parents, teachers, and alma mater. I'm very happy and proud to say that you are adhering to all those three principles. Congratulations. Now, teacher, I quote, once Sant Kabir was asked, I believe, if you meet teacher and God simultaneously, whom will you recognize first? He said, I will recognize the teacher first because he is the one who has shown the path that leads to God. So that's why it's very important that you should remember your teachers. That's why I see a galaxy of teachers who have taught you, who are with us here, who are going to be felicitated today. And of course, alma mater, because all of you have become what you are today because of the alma mater where you have studied. And it's very important that we should remember our founder, Dr. T.M.A. Pai. All of us are here because of this great man, a visionary who always used to think much ahead of his time. He always used to say, whenever he meets the younger generation, I always consider the youth of today who are going to be the leaders of our country tomorrow as the real wealth of the country, real wealth of the country. And our present Chancellor, Dr. Ramdas Pai, used to say, I don't run educational institutions for the sake of money, to make money. But I do it because in India, as all of you know, more than 52% of our population are below the age of 25 years. So it's very important that you must educate them because education is the triggering factor for the growth and development of any nation. So I do this to educate our youth so that we will be a better future for the country and also they will lead our country to greater heights. That's the reason why I educate them, and also if we don't do that, there will be a demographic disaster. That's the reason he said we must educate the younger generation. That's why he's doing that. I must appreciate the 1969 batch because you have given a lot of money, as has been told already, for the sake of the giving scholarships to the meritorious students who do not have funds to take care of the education. That's a good thing that you are giving to the alma mater, and we appreciate that very much. My compliments and congratulations to the batch of 69 for this generous contribution to your alma mater. Now I have said about your contribution. Naturally, you will tell, what does the university or alma mater gives back to you? Naturally, it's a fair question to be asked, See, what we have decided is, we will give matching grant for the donations that are given by our alumni for three reasons if you give. One is scholarship, the other one is healthcare for the poor patients, and three, for research and developmental activities. If the contributions are made for those purposes, university will give matching grant so that the corpus will be doubled than what it is. And also, we consider you, my dear friends, as the brand ambassadors of Manipal University or MAHE, because your proactive involvement is very, very important for us to succeed in our ventures. And many of you, I'm sure, are adjunct faculty in the university, and also even otherwise, when you visit the university, my request is you can interact with the students, both undergraduate as well as postgraduate level, because that is very, very important for us. Why I am saying that, I always say we live in the world of 3 A's. That is, anybody, anywhere, anytime can be contacted today because of the tremendous progress in the communication. And also 3 L's, it is lifelong learning. Learning is a continuous process. If you interact with the younger generation, you will learn a lot of things from them, which is very important for you to update yourself with the recent advances that are taking place in your area of specialty. So you must involve yourself in activities interacting with the students, which will help both the students as well as you. And the third one, you see, in admissions, as far as admissions are concerned, in MAHE, there is no other criteria other than merit. We have our own entrance tests, but medicine and dental, they have made NEET as compulsory. So we have no say at all. But if your children get admitted through these processes in our institution, we have decided to give 10% fee concession for the students of our alumni. And also now the other facilities that we would like to give, the accommodation in this hostel or our new international hostel, we will give these things as a subsidized rate. Free entry to our marina, which I am sure all of you have visited, the state-of-the-art large indoor sports facility, library, all these things we will give. And also, we have decided to have an alumni card, which will be given to some of the people, and it can be accessed through online. Basically, the purpose of that, if you use that card, we have a chain of hospitals around the country. And you can use those cards and get health care benefits from our group of hospitals. So my dear friends, I am very happy that you have made it possible to be here with us. And you have really taken a lot of pains, not only to come far and wide from not only this country, from outside the country also. So I once again extend a very warm and cordial welcome to you, and I wish you health and happiness. As Vasanti Pai said, take some time off, go around the campus and see for yourself what we do here in Manipal, because seeing is believing. I wish you the very best. May God be with you. Thank you very much for the opportunity for me to speak to this August gathering. Please visit us again as and when you are free. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for everything, for all the alumni cards and all the facilities that we are offered. I would like to call upon Dr. Geeta, Dr. Anandan, and Dr. Varuna to give a check from the which was given, the money that was given to the Alumni Endowment Scholarship Fund. This fund, as Dr. H.S. Ballal said, is the people who are getting ranks in the NEET. There are quite a few good students, even up to 20,000 rank. So when about 10,000 or 2,000 rank students get and want to come here, the fees in this college is a bit high. So, but the facilities are so good, and we thought that we should, a student should be able to study here and make use of the wonderful facilities that this college offers. And that's why we started this Alumni Fund. What we do is collect money, and then the college gives matches it, and that the interest from that money that we collect is used for the student to study every year. So we propose to collect more and more every year. It's an ongoing process. It is not something that is just given now. We are just starting now with 20 lakhs given by so many of our alumni, not only from our class, it is from different classes. Dr. Anandan is 1 year senior to us. Varuna is from our class. Dr. Geeta is 2 or 3 years junior to us. That's why we want from different countries, and I want all of them to give the check over to Dr. Pro Chancellor Dr. Ballal. I also called Dr. Alfred. Has he come? No. Aparna? Dr. Alfred. He was a person. We wanted to do something for the 69ers. And I don't know from how he knew that we wanted to do something. He just landed up one day. Come, Alfred. Dr. Alfred. Dr. Alfred is the head of the Department of Surgery, as also the Associate Dean. And Dr. Aparna, she is the person in Manipal who comes and dutifully collects all the checks from my father's table. Come. Thank you all for the lot of things. Rohit, these are the people whom you will meet when you want to give to this fund. That is Dr. Alfred, Dr. Aparna, and Rohit are the people who you will come into contact with, and you will see them emails and all things. They will help you donate to this fund. So far we have collected 20 lakhs to date, and we are very happy. Yes? as Dr. H.S. Ballal said, he would like to give alumni card. This is how it looks. All of us will get it, but as the first token, we would like to give it first to Srinivasan Ravi and Lieutenant Colonel Govind Sahadevan. Please come and accept the card. It's just a token. All alumni will get it. And as Dr. H.S. Ballal said, lots of concessions and everything. I'm sure all of us think of our teachers every day in some action of ours. Like when I tie a figure of 8 bandage, I always think of Dr. Chaco. He took the first class in our clinical section, in the clinical section. When I suture the skin with subcuticular, I think of Dr. Patrick Pinto. He taught me that. Everyday actions, sort of subconsciously, we think of some teacher and is governed by our teachers. We are lucky to have some of them here with us, and I call upon the 69ers to come in batches according to the list placed on your table and speak a few things about them and convey our greatest thanks and respects to them. Thank you all our great teachers for coming here. I really, really thank all of you. I now request Dr. Kamlesh Pai, Abdul Majid and Deva is not here, to come and felicitate Dr. A. Krishna Rao.
Good evening. It's my pleasure and honor to introduce our beloved Dr. Dean, Dr. Krishna Rao, who I'm sure is quite familiar to all of us present here. We, the 69ers, all have our personal memories of how we brought the subject of physiology alive for us. Briefly discussing his resume, he graduated from Madras University with both an MSc degree in physiology and an MBBS degree. He came to Kasturba Medical College in 1956, first as a reader, then as a professor, and then as the head of Department of Physiology. Subsequently, he became the dean from 1963 to 1985. So when we, the 69ers, sailed through our physiology classes, we knew him as the dean. He has held several titles, such as Emeritus Professor, Head of the Department of Medical Education. There are so many titles, positions he has held, as well as a long list of publications that would require a very long period of time for me to list them all. In summary, at that time, when we, the 69ers, were here as teenagers, we did not know or were not fully aware about the highly accomplished and superb teachers personalized by Dr. Krishna Rao, who were responsible for laying the foundation of our eventual graduation from Kasturba Medical College and all our subsequent accomplishments in the decades that have passed by since then. So as we reflect and rejoice and the nostalgia in the 50 years that have passed by since we first gathered here as teenagers, there's no doubt that our teachers have been roadmaps for our eventual paths to where we are today. As Isaac Newton said, I saw further because I stood on giant shoulders. It is very true for us too, that what we are today is because we have been molded by our teachers. So I thank Dr. Krishna Rao for all his wisdom and knowledge that he has imparted us, not only in the subject of physiology, but in the comedy called life. Thank you, sir, very much.
Dr. K.S. Bhatt, I request Arumainathan Sinnadurai to come and talk a few words. I request all the dental people to come on to the stage. Sivamalar, Ravi Dabir, Govind Sahadevan, Hussain Tabasi, Prithvi Raval, Gunashilan.
Good evening, esteemed teachers and fellow 69ers. Whenever we think of our teachers who taught us during our college days, one person always comes to mind, and he is none other than Dr. K.S. Butt. Dr. Butt taught us from first year right up to the final year. He was the professor of conservative dentistry and co-director of the College of Dental Surgery. When he took over as the director of the College of Dental Surgery, he brought the College of Dental Surgery to great heights. Thank you, Dr. Butt, sir, for all that you have done for us and for the College of Dental Surgery. And thank you for taking time to come and for this function. Thank you, sir.
Nice, yeah. Very nice. We're very grateful that all of you came. Thank you, sir. Madam Vasanti Pai and Dr. H.S. Balal have to leave now. So on behalf of the 69ers, we would like to give them a small memento. Thank you, madam, really for coming. Thank you, sir. Dr. H. Shantaram, I request Dr. Sukanan Shenai, Hasmita Kamath, Uday Rao, and K.S. Ramesh to come and do the honors.
Good evening, dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, and friends. It is my proud privilege to introduce Dr. Professor H. Shantaram. He was born in 1928, obtained his master's degree in zoology, PhD from London University. He was our zoology professor when we were in PPC. After his assignment in KMC, he was promoted as a principal of Bandarkars College, Kundapura. And later he took the responsibility of Chief Administrator Officer in the Academy of General Education for several years. And he was the president of Rangabhumi, and he was the president of Nataka Spardha Samiti. And excellent teacher, and we have great respect for him.
Thank you, Sukanand. Dr. Gopal Rao, George Peter, Mahalingam, and Ramachandra Ars.
Dr. Gopal Rao, he was an anatomy professor, teacher, a great anatomist, a great gentleman who taught us. And he did his MBBS from Madras Medical College. Later on, did his MS Anatomy at India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi. He was a professor and HOD of anatomy here. He's also worked in various other countries like Zambia, Libya, Nepal, Zimbabwe, and now at present he lives with his children in Sydney, Australia. Thank you, doctor. Thank you very much for everything that you've done for us. Thanks so much.
Dr. Whitten Rao, Lalit Mohan Uchil, Ram Ratan Rai, and Mohammad Dulfikar.
What do I say? Do I go through the official CV? Dr. Whitten Rao was my teacher in medicine. He was a professor, and then he became the head of the Department of Medicine in Kasturba Medical College, Manipal. He himself is a graduate of KMC, batch of 1964. His MD from Jipmer, Pondicherry in 1970, and he's worked with Kasturba Medical College from 1970 to 2003. He has been the professor and head of department and director of postgraduate studies from 1992 to 1997. And he was the professor and head of department in the Department of Medicine of SDM College of Medical Sciences in Dharwad. Subsequently, he's been the professor emeritus in the same college. He's been an examiner at Madras, Andhra, Kerala, and Karnataka state universities. He's been an active organizer of many conferences. He's married to Dr. Mrs. Ravikala Rao, who's a professor of pathology in SDM College in Dharwad. But this is just the CV. What does Dr. Whitten Rao mean to me? When I was an undergraduate student, he was heading the second unit in medicine, and I, most of the time, was in the professor's unit, Dr. Kundaji's unit. And his unit used to be referred to as the other unit, not the second unit. He started the dialysis program in Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, and many of us learned about nephrology from him. Many of my preceding speakers told about parents teaching their children their first steps. A child is taught its first steps and to speak by its parents. When we graduated passed first MBBS and came to the clinical section, we had a white coat and a stethoscope around our neck, and we knew nothing about medicine. We had a patient, we had our textbooks of medicine, we had no internet, we had no Google. It wasn't invented at that time. A PC was not invented. It was invented or started off in 1981, and we studied between 1969 to 1980. We had nothing. Our medicine textbooks taught us medicine. Dr. Whitten Rao taught us to be doctors. Thank you, sir. On the very first day when I joined this college in 1969, I received a college pin, which I wore proudly from 1969 up to 1980. 50 years later, I still wear it proudly. God bless KMC, God bless the 69ers.
Dr. Ellen Rao, Dr. Vasudev Kammath, Narsim Murthy, Daljit Singh Bains, and Rajagopal Adiga.
Friends, it gives me great pleasure to see all my beloved teachers here. And many of them I do still remember from what they taught. For example, there was a cretin who was brought in during physiology class, thanks to Dr. Kinney, who sent that kid to us. And when I see another cretin in my clinic or anywhere, I do remember the class that I went in and learned something about hypothyroid. That speaks so much. And this has continued. All the teachers I do remember, and I kept in touch, and also how they have done. Except for one or two teachers who I do not remember, it's been a host of pleasure to have been taught by these wonderful teachers. I went to AIMS and they told me, Dr. Gopal Rao was our first postgraduate MD student in anatomy. I didn't know that. I learned it much later. Anyway, just to give an example, Professor Rao. I think there is a shortage of other people in this institution, but Raos to become deans. There must be something very special or characteristic about them that they automatically become deans and do virtuously fantastic job. And Dr. Rao, somebody told me, I think I saw the interview with him and it said 45 years. I don't agree. He was there in 1970 when we were in physiology. And it continued till he became the head of the department. He became the dean. He became the pro-chancellor, pro-vice-chancellor, or in charge of the examination cell for the integrity and the discipline that he maintained in that. I learned from subsequent deans, including my beloved friend, Shiva Phanindra Rao, preventive medicine. I wore a PSM hat in my previous life. And this has continued. Dr. Rao is another person here. Coming to Dr. Lakshminarayan Rao and his teaching, I have heard from my relatives and friends how he taught physiology, an encyclopedia of information, and you didn't have to buy a textbook in physiology. It was all in his teaching. With that, I thank and I respect Dr. Lakshminarayan Rao for the wonderful teaching and the service that he has provided to this Kasturba Medical College institutions and Mahe, then a deemed university, and now Mahipal University. Sir, pranams. Oh, by the way, my roommate, my first roommate also is Narsimhamurthy, who I am very glad to associate with to give this felicitation to Dr. Rao.
Dr. Ahalya will be felicitated by Vijay Shankara, Alan Pinto, Hema Chandra Prasad, and Ram Mohan Rao.
Dr. Ahalya, Professor of Pharmacology. Yeah, she was one of the very young teacher for us when we joined in 1969. She has just joined as a tutor or a lecturer in pharmacology in 1966. And she joined the team of Dr. Bopardikar and Professor Guruswamy, who were running the department. And she later on became the first postgraduate student in pharmacology in the Department of Pharmacology in this college. And she completed her MD pharmacology and then rose to the position of professor of pharmacology and head of pharmacology. And now she is retired and leading a happy life of a retired life. Thank you, madam, for your presence today. Thank you very much.
Dr. Sitaram Bhatt, Dr. Ramanath Kammath, Ratnakar Nambiar, Ravindranath Rao, and Saroja Shanmugam.
Professor Sitaram Bhatt, when we joined in 1969, he was a junior staff. He has given the entire life to Manipal, dedicated anatomy. When we joined, I will give a simple incident. Our batch got all the 10 ranks in the PPC. Perhaps it's the first time in the history of KMC when our batch was the first batch to get all the 10 ranks of the Mysore University. So we went to the anatomy. We were also thrilled, and our staff were also thrilled to have such a good students. And Professor Sitaram Bhatt, and of course, another colleague, Professor Ramachandra Bhatt, Professor Sitaram Bhatt was giving us the dissection of the lower limb, and Professor Ramachandra Bhatt, the upper limb. At the end of the 6th month, we used to have an examination for prosectorship. I'm not sure whether that situation is there now. I'm not very sure. Those days, 30 students were selected, and their excellent dissection capability was inculcated by us, and out of 30, I think 18 of the students got the prosectorship. That was a great achievement at that time. I remember he was, after each student, to give the basic knowledge of anatomy. And one more incident I will tell you, sir, with your permission. In our batch, during the prosectorship, it was a 1-hour exam. Professor Pai, who is no more, Umesh Rai Pai, he came to the exam and he said, those who give the exam paper within 45 minutes, they will be given 4 marks additional. Our classmate here, Ramachandra Aras, he was first in the class at that time, in the prosector's exam. I gave within 45 minutes. So I got 4 marks. And I was with him, almost equal mark. At the end of the exam, the papers were given, and you and your Professor Pai corrected. And then what happened, I'll tell you. The prize, first prize was by Ramachandra Aras. He's here now. Ramachandra Aras, please stand. Where is he? Oh, okay, right. Then Professor Sitaram Bhatt told me, you got 4 additional marks, but still he is the first one, but you have done, you don't do anything in hurry. Don't do, be simple. And here is a very simple man and given entire life to the anatomy department, Professor Sitaram Bhatt. Here.
Dr. Mrs. Harini Damodar, Ranjit Kumar Shetty, Sushil Gupta, and Ram Kumar.
Good evening, all of you. Madam Harini taught us botany. I will just finish this in one sentence. She was a very good teacher, a very helpful teacher, and undoubtedly the most beautiful teacher we ever had.
Dr. Shyam Bhatt will be on by Dr. Prakash Kammath, VP Rajan, and Varuna.
Namaskar to all the teachers here on the dais. Special namaskar to Professor Shyam Bhatt, who I'm privileged to introduce today. He was our professor in physics in the PPC department. From 1969 to 76, he was with KMC. And in 1976, he was implanted into dentistry. Professor and HOD up to 1999. In 1998, along with Dr. K.S. Bhatt, he instituted a new course of MSc Dental Materials. There's a long list of accomplishments to his name. First non-dentist in India to handle dental materials. Established Dental Materials Museum in 1980s, first in the world. Married in 1954, 3 sons, all settled, 1 daughter who unfortunately was blind from the age of 6 and called Manipal Aruna Kumari, an A-grade Veena exponent. Thank you, Dr. Shyam Bhatt. We are honored to pay our respects to you.
Dr. Millicent Rigo will be honored by Dr. Vikteshwari, Vasudev Dhananjay, and Narsingappa.
Dr. Millicent Rigo, she joined KMC as a student in 1990, the MBBS course, and that was the 7th batch. She spent 10 years teaching physiology, I think in this college, and after which she had traveled all over India with her banker husband. Always a beautiful lady, best dressed person in the college in those good old days. I'm really proud to be able to introduce her, this beautiful, intelligent lady from KMC Manipal.
Dr. Ravikala Rao by Asmat Dulfikar and Venkatramana Shanai.
Dr. and Mrs. Ravikala Rao, she was our pathology teacher and professor, and we loved her teaching, and her meticulous work is still clear in my mind. Mrs. Ravikala Rao, thank you again, and deeply indebted to you for giving me the first job as a tutor in pathology under you. I'm very glad meeting you again after meeting you and Dr. Whitten Rao again after 50 years. I'm so happy to see you.